Hello, good morning. We are now in our 28th episode, and today, in this 28th episode, I will be sharing with you over a cup of coffee the topic about the mission of the church for a while. We've been talking about mission program, and so on and so forth for the past days. Pero tumbukin natin today yung question. Oo nga, Father, ano ba talaga ang mission ng church? Or in our context as the church, or the Anglican Church or Episcopal Church, ano ba talaga mission ng Anglican or Episcopal Church, Father? Especially us in the Philippines. Ano ba talaga ang mission? And by the way, take note, this mission of ours is not just the mission of the Episcopal Church in the Philippines. Actually, this is our mission as the church worldwide. Worldwide. What is our topic today? Living the five marks of mission. May nakalagay ito dito. Living the five marks of mission. Very famous yan. Lagi natin narinig, five marks of mission, five marks of mission, five marks of mission. Ano ba talaga ito? Lagi nating narinig at sinasabi natin five marks of mission. Okay? Dito ko lang sasabihin. Itong tawag nating mission of the church and then being concretized into these five marks of mission, actually, these are the processes na sinasabi natin since we had this conversation with Father Jerry over a cup of coffee, his catechism. Itong living the five marks of mission is being is actually the mission of the church being concretized into five marks or points or objectives in order for us as a church, the Anglican Communion, magkakaroon tayo ng the same direction. Dito natin magagamit yung ating pinag-usapang unity in diversity. Kanya-kanyang gifts and giftedness, kanya-kanya tayong talents, kanya-kanya tayong gifts, kanya-kanya tayong mga tinatawag nating skills, aspirations. Ang dami-dami nun. That each member has his own gifts. Pero we are journeying towards or working towards one common vision. And then in order for us to go through the whole journey as a church, establish ito. Five marks of mission by which dito natin makoncretize ang bawat galaw ng ating simbahan. Okay? So these are the five marks of mission. On my side, ang aking personal understanding nito, ito yon. Itong i-mention kong lahat ng mga processes, five marks of mission, ito yung detalyadong ginagawa natin in order for us to make disciples or disciple making process. That when we disciple people, we teach Jesus. We want them to share Jesus and we want them to follow Jesus. So in order for it to be more concrete, ito na nga, we form it into five marks of mission. Ang ending nito, yung tinatawag nating process of becoming, yung changes or transformation ng mga tinuturuan natin, mga invite nating to become other disciples of Jesus. Ang end result nito, ito yung mga bagong disciples or members of our church. Pero meron silang prosesong pinagdaanan. That's why ang end result, we are looking forward to that end result na may transformation. becoming, this process of becoming followers of Jesus. A way na we spread the good news, but at the end, ang ating expectations na meron pang tagapagsunod. I don't know if you still remember my introduction before when I quote somebody from the CE, Christian Education, ng isang teacher, she defined uh, Christian education as sustaining or maintaining the story of Jesus. Kung walang ibang tao mag-commit at magsusustain ng storya ng ating Panginoong Jesus, that's the end of our faith experience. So we need people to come day after day at tututukan natin, ibinahagi natin kung anong meron tayo, lahat na proseso, ginagawa natin. At ito yon 5 marks of vision. End result, transformation of somebody who wants to commit to Jesus. At the end, siya mismo nag-realize, yes, I have the calling, I have the vocation. God wants me to follow Him. Then siya mismo, ganun din, same thing, same cycle. Yan ang mission natin. Gagawa din siya ng another disciples or disciple making, hindi disciple making contest. Kasi disciple making. We are forming, informing, and transforming people to be Jesus's followers. Okay? Living the 5 marks of mission. Our mission embraces a huge number of ministries and work by clergy and the laity across the worldwide Anglican Communion. Tawagin. As followers of Jesus Christ, Christians try to live lives inspired by His love and teaching, and to bring that transforming power and sacrificial love into all aspects of our community or society. We also invite others to find faith and follow Jesus as disciples. Ito yung ating tawag nyo ha, ito yung ating mga prospects na i-disciple natin sila for them to become another disciple makers. So the work of mission is summarized in the Anglican Communion as, ulit, 5 marks of mission. Okay. So number 1, proclaim the good news of the kingdom. That's the basic instruction of Jesus to His disciples during that event wherein they were commissioned, they were instructed by Jesus Himself to go proclaim the good news of salvation. Kasi kung walang knowledge ang tao, paano siya mag-proclaim? Paano siya mag-share? Paano siya pag-go out? Kung wala, yan na, sinasabi natin, you cannot give what you do not have. So, proclaim the good news of salvation. But that is not enough to gather people and we teach them. It's not enough. That's why we have number 2. After you gather people to become disciples, number 2, to teach, baptize, and nurture new believers. Ito na nga. So, we invite people. We announce to them that we have a calling, that we have a task and mission to do in our lives. And we have that task and mission, we call it our purpose. And that is, our purpose is to make disciples. So, yun naman kanina, number 1, proclaim the good news. Dahil may number 1, may number 2. Ang number 2, to teach. So silang nag-gather natin, na-invite natin, we need to teach them, baptize them, nurture them as new believers. Okay? So, may number 2 na aspeto sa ating mission. So, we proclaim, andun yung nurturance, andun yung sabi ko nga dito palagi, yung pag-uugnay-ugnayan ng mga tao. Dapat there is somebody instrumental to call and to invite them for a purpose. So we go to number 2. Dahil andyan na sila, turuan natin sila. Turuan. After inviting them to learn about Jesus and who Jesus is in our lives, hinahinay na silang tuturuan natin sila. Ano mga bagay-bagay na dapat malalaman nila tungkol sa ating Panginoong Jesus. So number 2, ulitin ko, we teach them and then we baptize them, we take care of them, nurturance. See, discipleship as nurturance or nurture new believers. Continue ang ating process. So we go to number 3, we tend. So while we invite them, we teach them. Now we impart to them things na dapat ma-open up ang kanilang mga mata to their own reality on what's going on of the world outside of themselves. So, we proclaim, then we teach, now we tend to respond to the human needs by loving service. So opening themselves or leading them to open themselves into the world around them, nakikita natin ang situation ng mga kapitbahay. Nakikita natin ang mga situation ng mga in our neighborhood. Nakikita natin yung structures of society. Nakikita natin ang mga pangangailangan ng mga kapwa natin. As we impart to them and teach them about Jesus, tinuturuan din natin sila na itong mga bagay na to na nakikita natin sa paligid, may ginagawa si Jesus to these people who were in need. Tinuturuan din natin sila noon. Ito pa sa book of Micah, chapter 6, verse 8. I-quote ko. The Lord has shown you what is good. He has told you what He requires of you. You must treat people fairly. You must love others faithfully. And you must be very careful to live the way your God wants you to. See? So kung walang tagapaghatid sa ganyang balita, paano natin ipaparating ang at paano natin matulungan ang mga tao sa kapaligiran natin na may kanya-kanyang mga personal needs. That's number 3 in our mission. After learning Jesus, after taking care of, teaching, now we have to allow them to see the world around them and what's in the situation where these disciples were in. At nakikita nila yung kanya-kanyang mga pangangailangan ng ating mga neighbors or kapwa-tao. Then, after realizing people's need, hindi naman pwede hanggang tingin na lang. Hindi naman pwede after learning Jesus, imparting to them the teachings of the church, hindi naman pwede nakita mo yung mga pangangailangan, pangyayari, at hanggang tingin ka na lang. No, we need to be a leader of example. Yan ang sinasabi din, we lead by example. At while opening their eyes into what's happening in the world, in the reality, sa kapiligiran, isang bagay ang nakikita nila dito. Justice. Pag walang justice, ang nakikita natin parang continuation lang ato ng history ng Roman Empire wherein people are unjustly treated. People hindi tinuturuan na bawat tao may dignidad. People were not taught that each person are gifts from God to the other. Hindi na ma-realize among themselves na sila bilang tao may tungkulin sa mga pangangailangan ng tao. And above that is the situation and society. Situation of the society around them. And initially, nakikita nila agad yun in the context of the eyes of Jesus that there is so much injustice around them or around us. Hindi nagkakaroon ng growth process ang mga tao. Para is the same. Dahil Ang mga tao is treated unfairly, may mga boses, may mga alipin. Yung mga alipin na yan, dahil walang nag-lift up sa kanilang pananaw bilang tao, tuloy ang buhay, tuloy ang ligaya. So there are the boss and there are the servants. Walang nangyaring pagbabago. But that is not in the eyes of God. That is not in the mind of God. Dahil for God, we are all equal. We are created all equal in the eyes of God. Same level of dignity. So kung nakita natin yung unjust structures na pangyayari ng society at ang pag-administer ng government towards the population na sobra-sobrang gap ng pagtrato ng bawat isa, dapat mapantay iyon. Dapat may magagawa tayong paraanan. So as a church, itong number 4, we seek to seek and to transform unjust structures of society. Saan ba nakabase ito? Dapat nakabase ito sa ating hindi lang pananaw, kundi ang ating realidad na yan ang turo ng Diyos na tayo ay pantay-pantay na nilikha niya. So, kung there are unjust structures of society, andon ang mga, puro tayo mga Pilipino, but the other people, the way they act, the way they behave, it is as if they own us, something is wrong with us. Dapat may pagbabagong mangyayari dito. Role ng simbahan yan. Mission natin ng simbahan yan. Number 4, to seek and to transform, pagbabago ng unjust structures of society. To challenge violence of every kind and to pursue peace and reconciliation. Peace and reconciliation. These are big marks, turo ng ating simbahan na kahit anong mangyayari, we need to pursue peace, understanding in order for us to experience reconciliation. When we are reconciled with one another, we are reconciled with God. Pag may mangyaring pagbabago, may reconciliation na mangyari, expect the best. May pantay-pantay ang buhay. May magkakaroon tayo ng yung totoong peace within us. Hindi lang yung during the mass, sinasabi ng pare, peace be with you. Nagbabaw lang tayo, peace be with you. Pag yung sabi ko, pag tingin natin sa kanan, kaaway natin, hindi kumibo. Dahil kaaway, inisnab natin. Then, turn to our left, naghahanap tayo ng ibang kakilala para doon tayo makapag-peace be with you. Tandaan nyo yan. Hindi ko lang joke yan. May purpose yan. Totoo yan. Dahil it's happening. It's happening. Yun pala yun. Number 4 pala yan sa ating mission bilang simbahan. Kailangan mag-start from within the personal life. Pag at peace ang isa, ito na lang. When you're at peace with yourself, you are at peace with one another. When you're at peace with one another, you are at peace with God. Di ba? Why seek for destruction of the other people? Wala naman tayong, hindi naman yan ang inuutos ni Lord sa atin. So, peace is a big word to this number 4 mission of the church. Number 5, strive to safeguard the integrity of creation and sustain and renew the life of earth. Alam ko naintindihan nyo yan. Dahil from the start, ito yung number 3 elements why God creates us or created us. Sabi ko nga, in His image and likeness, He created us individually. He created us intentionally. Saan ba to? And 3, yan, entrusted. Entrusted is ipinagkatiwala ni Lord sa atin. Ang created good. Ang lahat ng mga created goods ni God, ipinagkatiwala niya sa atin. So it is our moral responsibility to clean our surroundings. It's the way of expressing our love of the environment. Pag ginagawa natin do, hindi tayo magka-problema ngayon ng ating climate change. But look at us. Parang, sabi ko na palagi ito, God has His own way of punishing us. Sorry for the term punishing, but it's there. God has a way of making, ano ba to? Sa Bisaya, we have this term, paningil. In the end, talagang hahanapin ni Lord yung accountability. What have you done to my created world whom I entrusted to you? Take note of that. Hahanapan tayo niyan. Accounting na yan. So these are the 5 mission of the church, common to us as the 5 marks of mission. So bawat Episcopalian or Anglican are expected na nakatutok ang ating galaw, misyon ng simbahan nitong 5 na mga gawain ng ating simbahan. Note of this, our mission, this is the, catchy word is, our mission is to go and talk, teach, tend, treasure, and transform. That's the secret words there. That summarizes our mission in the Anglican Communion, the wider church. Sabi ko, hindi lang sa atin sa Pilipinas, kundi sa wider church all over. Our role is broad, but a particular focus now is in intentional discipleship. That's we define that activity, objectives during our, what was that time? 2 years ago, we defined our mission, vision for the ECP for the next 10 years. So intentional discipleship is about holistically equipping Anglicans and Episcopalians to be disciples of Jesus Christ, to live a Jesus-shaped life in the way they think, in the way they act. In short, the way we talk, the way we act, the way we relate with other people, it should manifest our being an Anglican or Episcopalian people. Okay? So, I think that's all for our 28th episode. Simple no sinasabing 5 marks of mission, pero iniisa-isa natin. Pinapaliwanag natin para enthusiastically, when we go to mission, alam natin ang 5 marks of mission. Paano to, kapatid? Thank you. Good morning again. Sa ating lahat, magandang buhay. See you tomorrow.